That last verse is the hardest. The Son of Man is coming at an unexpected hour, because we've been talking about a whole series about unexpected events. And it says, great, also the coming of the Son of Man will be unexpected in our lives. What do we do with that? And I started to think about our schedule and how we schedule things in this life. Who loves a good calendar? Who loves a calendar that's updated often? I mean, do we have people out there that are calendar people? Okay, this is great. Let's do a both and again. How many of you are calendar people? Right, raise your hand out there. Okay, we got, oh my gosh, that's like 93.2%. All right, that's great. How many of you out there are like, yeah, it's in my head. I got it in my head, we're rocking it out, okay? Okay, how many of people are sitting next to the person that's not a calendar person? All right, we got some of those. Okay, that's great. So I'm in the middle of trying to be a calendar person, right? Like, I'm in the middle of trying to get everything on my calendar, and I always know it's failed when Jess comes up and she's like, hey, we're doing this tomorrow night. And I'm like, yeah, I got 3 meetings. And she's like, are they on the calendar? I'm like, in my head they are. I was like, I definitely can't make that. She goes, well, if you put them on the calendar, I wouldn't schedule things like this. And I'm like, I know. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to think of your calendar in your head. I want you to think of your calendar, because these are expected things. Let's start there. Unexpected hour, we're talking about expected things. I want you to think about what you have on your calendar. Think about this coming week. Think about it. What meetings do you have? What have you put on there? Maybe there's sports on there. There's meetings on there. Maybe there's personal time. Maybe you schedule that in. Definitely devotional time. Definitely prayer times on the calendar. Who's like, shame and guilt in this church? No, I'm just kidding. It's not true. Got you thinking though, didn't I? What do you put on your calendar? Now here's the question I want you to ask. Now that you have your calendar in your head and you're thinking about it, activities with the kids, activities with the family, maybe there's date night on there, you got work things on there, it's great. I want you to think about that calendar. What drove the priority of that calendar? See, there are reasons we put things onto a calendar. And here's one of the reasons that we put it on is because we've made them a priority in our schedule. We've said this needs to have a place in my calendar. I'm going to prioritize it and put it in a place where others can see it even. So it's a priority now. I've created a priority for that. And in addition to priority, that's not the only thing. We also put things on our calendar that show us how we can improve, right? It's priority and improvement. Maybe you're doing things like a mentor meeting. Maybe you're doing things that say, hey, I'm going to study this, or I'm going to get more knowledge here. I'm going to increase this, and you're going to improve something. That also makes the calendar, doesn't it? Priority and improvements. And usually we put something on the calendar that's productivity, right? We're saying we're being productive. Because if it's not a meeting and it's not working and we're not going forward, then we're just going to be productive. And we're going to have time on our calendar that says, I just need to work. We block some of those times, don't we? I just need to work at the computer for a 3-hour block. I'm going to put that into my calendar. So we have that all in. What doesn't make the calendar? Look at your calendar. What didn't go on your calendar? Now ask yourself why. And in my thought, there are 2 reasons. The reason it didn't go on your calendar, number 1, is because it's a part of your life. It is integral. It doesn't need a calendar. It is your life. Second part, it is not a priority. Think about that. Now, I want you to ask a really hard question. Why is faith not on your calendar? Is it because it's a part of your life? Or is it because it's not a priority? And I'm not talking Sunday morning. I'm glad that you all are here.